Welcome to the When in Robes podcast. This is the only show where you don't need clothes to travel the world. I'm Carly Consker, your host and personal travel guide. Let's do the damn thing. Hello. Welcome back to When in Robes. I'm Carly Consker, and today I'm back in my hometown. I am at the amazing Bowery Hotel. I am here today with a very special guest. I have Chelsea Martin, who is a incredible luxury travel advisor, aka your go-to travel agent. She is the girl behind Passport to Friday, and I'm so excited to have her. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Today, we're here at the Bowery Hotel. I just have to say that we're both in the robes, and every episode I'm in a hotel robe, and I compare it to my favorite robe, which is the hotel robe at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. I know, it's crazy, but like the spa robe there is the best robe I've ever had on my body. I would say this is like a 2 compared to that robe.
Yeah.
This robe is not very soft.
Yeah, well, and I find it funny because sometimes hotels, I feel like in the rooms, they'll have these types of robes, which aren't super soft, but then the spa, they're always
it's
like
the best,
the most luxurious, like everything that you want. I think Four Seasons sells that robe because it's like so.
They do. So they sell that robe, but they don't have that in the room. Like you have to special request that from the spa to get that in the room, and I do it all the time. But this robe isn't very soft. I mean, I gave it a 2 instead of a 1 just because it fits. Like some robes you get like are too thin and they like don't fit your body, at least for me because I'm like a broad girl.
And I can appreciate like, you know, a little touch. Like,
I love that it's embroidered, the Bowery logo, but that's about it. That's the only good part, to be honest. So I stayed in the Deluxe Queen suite last night, and I'd say the highlight was probably the bathtub. Everything else was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine.
A good bathtub always makes it worth it.
Like I went downstairs for drinks with my friend last night and for dinner, which was really cute.
Yeah, I've always wanted to eat at Gemma, and then I've also always heard that the bar here is a great place, and in normal times a great place to meet people and a total vibe. So have to come back.
I will say the reason why I picked this hotel is because I've worked in entertainment and everything, and this is like the hot spot for all celebs. Like last night I saw Anwar Hadid and Dua Lipa here. Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
No one just like walks downstairs and like sees celebs in their hotel. Like it just doesn't happen. But here, especially during Fashion Week, this place is crazy, and you can't get into the lounge downstairs or the bar unless you're staying here.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but I loved it. I loved it for that aspect because like I always want to stay here. I will say this, though. I need AC. Like, I need AC.
Oh, there's no AC?
There's no AC.
What? Wait.
So there's it's like a one-way system, they told me. So, like, it's only heat right now. Yeah. I had every single window open. Like, it was crazy. And I was like, okay, so I guess there's no AC in this hotel. Like, as great as it is.
Well, I lived in Texas before, and I feel like my Texas clients, that's, like, their one non-negotiable. Like, Texans love their AC. So even in the winter, they're, like, just all the time need all
at
over.
Home, my AC is going 24/7. Like, it's not even funny. Okay, so let's just get into it because I have so many questions for you, especially during this time. Like, so many people have no idea what to do about travel during this time, and should they be traveling? Should they not be traveling? So what have you been telling your clients?
My biggest piece of advice is just go with your comfort level. Don't feel like you shouldn't travel just because people are saying, oh, like kind of shame on you. Like there's kind of been a travel shaming thing like going on, you know? So don't feel like just because you know that you're going to be taking the precautions and you're doing your research and it's going to be a safe trip, that you shouldn't go just because you people know like someone might say something on social media or something. And on the flip side of that, don't also feel like you have to travel. If your friends are going on a trip and you don't feel comfortable, or your parents are trying to get you to come home or something, like, and you don't want to get on a plane, then just don't, because at the end of the day, you just have to do what's comfortable for you. So I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of places that are open and feel safe. So I'm just pretty honest with my clients about what's going on. If they ask about a destination and I'm like, well, like they're having a surge of cases, or I went to St. Bart's and it felt so normal and open.
What I would do to be
safe.
in St. Bart's right now, you can't just drop that and like not tell me all about your trip.
Well, it seriously feels like a paradise right now, especially just because everything feels pretty normal and open, but it feels really safe. Like they've had 150 cases this entire time, no deaths, anything. Yeah, and it's like you have to get a test to get on the island, and you know, like they're taking a lot of good precautions, but you also are like
you're
able
still leaving
to enjoy.
Yeah. Did you have any fears or like nerves leaving the country? Like, what if I get COVID not in the country?
Yeah, no, I think that's a big concern for our clients right now, and there are certain types of insurance you can purchase that would cover all of that. Like to go to Costa Rica, actually, right now you have to purchase travel insurance to cover that.
This guy literally on a dating app was just like, so I'm going to Costa Rica, and like if we hit it off, like you're obviously coming with me. I was like, I'm coming with you. Like I don't know you, sir.
You're like, let's wait a few days.
Yeah,
like,
and also I go, you want me during a pandemic to go with a stranger to Costa Rica? Like, are you insane? Anyway,
so
sorry,
funny.
continue.
No, but yeah, it's just, you know, say you did go. Costa Rica makes you get travel
If I did go with a stranger to Costa Rica.
Yeah, but it covers it like if you were to get it and have to quarantine there. But I mean, I met someone in St. Bart's where his wife got it. For a while in St. Bart's, you had to retest after 7 days.
Okay.
And she retested. She was positive. The whole family was negative, but he was like trying to find out or like find a quarantine situation for her.
Wow.
So it's definitely
separate from the whole family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they were all flying home and leaving her.
No. If my family left me when if I got COVID and they freaking left me in a country and like decided to go home and they weren't going to stay with me, I think I would disown my family.
I know.
Like, that's not okay.
You're in the dog
that's,
house.
Like I understand like keeping me in a separate room, but you don't leave me and like abandoned in a country. Like that's messed up.
Also, though, to be fair, he was like, well, I'm going to be putting her up in a really nice place in St. Bart's, and she had no symptoms or anything. She just had to quarantine. And he was like, you know, she'll have a pool and her own space. Like, he's like, I don't feel too bad for her.
At least he did it right for her. Like, at least he didn't, like, leave her, like, in a crappy place, like, not with anything to do.
Yeah.
So, that's nice, though. Okay, so, for you, what is your favorite hotel of all time?
So, okay, it's funny.
I know it's going to probably be hard for you to pick one.
Yeah, no, everyone asked me this question, and I truly don't know.
Can you give me a top 3?
Yeah, well, I can give you like a sense of my style and just some examples of it, but I think for me personally, if I was spending money on a hotel and it was my personal vacation, I really love boutique family-owned luxury hotels. Like that's like something that really has a sense of place, and so like
a unique style kind of also.
So places that like come up for me, like I loved Palazzo Avino in Ravello in Italy because you actually meet the family and then the hotel is beautiful and
it's so nice.
It's like it's actually a place that you really want to stay, but then it's cool to like hear the little historical facts from the family and just different things like that. So I love hotels like that. I wish I knew off the top of my head, but it's pretty small. Like it's definitely, I would say, under 100 rooms.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty small.
And that's like, I also love Villa Cora in Florence because you are just like you're kind of up in a hill, but you're also like, you could go on a long walk to Florence or they have a shuttle, but it's this old, like an old villa that they've turned into a hotel. And it's just, it feels like you're like staying in someone's villa, and it's just like that really personal service, and it has a lot of history, but it's, you know, updated nice, and they have like a nice spa and everything. So you still get all the luxuries of a luxury hotel, but not like, I don't know, you also get a story behind it.
That's so nice. So speaking of Florence, I know that you studied abroad there. Florence is really special to me. So my mom like has really close friends that own 3 restaurants in Florence. They live in Florence. They own like a leather store in Florence.
The dream.
Shout out to Osteria d'Olio, my favorite restaurant ever, near the Duomo. It's amazing.
I'll go next time.
Oh my gosh. You have to go. Same. I will send you everything, but it's amazing. You studied abroad there. Was that like what got you into travel? Like what really got you into this industry?
Yeah, so I went to San Diego State and I was studying hospitality tourism management, but my goal with that degree was to become a wedding planner.
Oh, very cool.
And I actually, like, I'd never been to Europe. Yeah. I traveled a lot growing up, but we went to Hawaii, Mexico, Caribbean, like pretty much the same places every year. In high school, I was like, I feel like I want to study abroad, so started saving for it. And then when the opportunity presented itself to actually go to Florence, I went and I took a class where we did a case study on incentive travel.
Okay.
Which is basically like when a company rewards their top selling employees or, like rewards them with a trip.
Right.
So I got back to school and I talked to the dean of my major and I was like, okay, I want to see what this whole world is about,
Right.
like a way that I can combine event planning with travel. And he set me up with the right contacts and I started doing it freelance right out of college.
That's
but
amazing.
I mean, I would have never even explored that realm if it wasn't for living in Florence, because that just like, I mean, I had a travel bug before, but it just like sparked just like, I can't believe places like this exist.
It's also
and that
so beautiful there.
the
So like,
world
how
is
could that
so-
not?
Oh yeah,
How could that not
favorite
make
city
you
on the
wanna,
planet?
Yeah. How could that not make you want to travel even more?
Exactly.
So, what's your secret to like a great trip?
A couple things. I'd say it depends where you're at. Like sometimes the hotel is less important and it's more about the itinerary. But
Right.
for the most part, I think the hotel you're staying in should be in a great location, because that's like, especially when you're exploring a city, like if you're going to a city, it should be a hotel that has a great location and like the amenities you want to feel comfortable. A great, like with a luxury hotel, you will have a great concierge to help you out, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But then if you're going to a resort, I mean, I feel like it's worth the splurge, because you really, that's where you're going to be spending all your time.
Totally.
And yeah.
Okay, so I've had plenty of like disastrous travel stories. I once got stuck in an airport. Like if I get stuck, like I had to sleep in the Dominican Republic airport, like break into the first class lounge, which was like an open air lounge. My grandfather
Yeah.
was in his 80s at the time, and I was like, I literally have to break into this open air lounge so my grandfather can sleep on a couch instead of like on this like plastic chair. And it was my whole family. It was a disaster. It was the worst thing ever. I literally lived off of Nathan's like chicken
Oh my
fingers
God.
and fries, and I couldn't get myself to eat a hot dog in the Dominican Republic airport. But we like lived off of Nathan's chicken fingers for 2 days and finally got back to New York. But what is one of your worst disastrous travel stories, or do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, I
feel
definitely...
like everyone has something.
Yeah, and I feel like especially, I didn't have a lot of bad travel stories until I really started traveling a lot. And then like, just, it's unavoidable, certain like
Totally.
luggage things. I had...
Do you check bags or do you bring it carry on?
So when I lived in Austin, I was always checking because I was stacking trips so much. So I'd
Okay.
leave for like a month at a time, and it was just impossible to do carry-on, in my opinion. But I've only done carry-on since like the past years, even long trips. So,
Wow.
but back when I used to work in incentive travel, still in like corporate events, I set all these alarms. Had never missed a flight in my life leading up to this, but I had a 5 a.m. flight to Puerto Rico, like to Miami to Puerto Rico, set all these alarms, somehow slept through all of them.
No.
And then,
Were you out the night before, or was it just like...
yeah, it was my best friend's birthday.
I love it. I knew there was a story behind there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this girl's definitely, she was hungover. Like,
Yeah.
you don't
No,
just
it
like sleep through the alarm.
It was just like one of those things where I'm so regimented, and I was like, okay, I'm like going to bed at 9:30. Like we just went to the rodeo before, but then we were out,
that's fine.
and I was like, it's fine. Like I always wake up like for my alarms. Didn't. And so got on a later flight, spent all this money because I had to get there because I was getting on a cruise ship that was leaving.
No.
So got there. The next morning I wake up, I'm like, why do I feel so awful? And I'm working, so I'm like greeting all these people on this cruise ship, talking all this stuff. I got all this medicine, and I was like, what is wrong with me? Because I also never get sick.
Yeah.
And then the next morning I wake up, and it's like sweating through the night.
When was this?
It was 2 years ago. It was not COVID times.
No, I wasn't going to say it was,
It was about
COVID,
2
but I
years
was like,
ago.
This sounds awful.
Yeah. And so they quarantined me in my cruise room because we're there on a chartered cruise ship, and they don't want to risk the other passengers. But then I started feeling okay, and eventually they just like let me off the cruise ship in Aruba, and I flew home. But like it was just like,
Did you have the flu?
thing after thing. I don't know, because it went away after like 3 days, and then
that's
I flew
miserable.
back, and my whole thing too, I had to fly straight from Italy from that cruise, so I had to change all these flights. It was just like a whole thing where it was like missed flight. It should have just never been there.
Like it was not meant to be that trip. That sucks. That sucks so much, especially after missing your flight, finally getting there, and then having to be stuck in a room.
Well, and quarantine in an interior stateroom, like literally didn't see daylight for a few days. They're like people are like bringing me food.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
that's like solitary confinement.
I know. Literally.
That's awful. That is so bad.
Well, it just made me think of all those people who were stuck on cruise ships with COVID. Like,
I know.
They were stuck for like a month in some places.
So my family and I, we were supposed to go for my grandma's she has a big birthday. We don't discuss her age. We don't discuss her age. She's young, and that's all we say. But she had a big birthday this summer, and we were supposed to go on a cruise, like the whole family, and it was starting in Spain and ending in Monte Carlo. And it would have been amazing and gorgeous and like stopped in like Sardinia and like incredible.
Yeah.
We had to cancel that obviously back in March when the pandemic started. But I've never been on a cruise. That's
really?
Yeah. My family and I, every year we typically like went away like around the holidays. We loved to travel. But I never actually been on a cruise. I don't know if I'd like it. I know they say you don't feel it, but like I feel like I don't know. I don't know if it's for me. I would try
it's
something.
It's a certain
once,
type
but
of traveler. I feel like my style would be more of like the Ritz-Carlton yacht collection that's come out, or like
or like a luxury,
chartering a catamaran. Like I did like Croatia Yacht Week type thing, and like I like loved like that boat.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
I love that, and you can like go to small islands.
Totally.
Like I like that, not like the. Off at the
main.
No,
like,
this was
Aruba
like ports.
No, this was like a small like luxury type of cruise. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go, but it's understandable. Yeah, I don't think people are going to be on cruises for a little bit.
Yeah, I know it's weird. There's definitely a demand for it still.
Really?
Like, cruisers are cruisers.
Wow.
And people are
there's like a
really asking
culture,
about them.
No? Like, like I have friends that like would go on like cruises like with the same like people and would meet like cruise friends, I guess. I mean, I make friends when I go away. Do you find yourself meeting a lot of people like when you're traveling, or do you feel like you stay to yourself?
It totally depends. My trips are interesting. Like sometimes I'm on a trip with a lot of travel advisors, so we're kind of our own crew, and we'll sometimes meet people, but usually pre or post those trips, I am traveling solo or with like one other friend. I feel like when I'm solo, I rarely meet people. One thing I actually have been doing is getting on dating apps, and and it's kind of nice because I feel like, especially with COVID, there's not like a pressure of it being like some hookup or something.
Totally.
Like I'm literally just meeting up with people who live in a place, and we're like going around, they're showing me their favorite spots, and then it's like, okay, bye. It's just like a nice, I don't know. So I've liked doing that kind of thing. It used to be fun to like meet people at like the hotel lobby bar. Totally. Now it's a little more difficult.
Not like someone's really coming up to other people like out. Especially also like when you're wearing a mask, it's so hard to see if like I think guys are 10 times hotter with the mask on, because I'm like, oh, I don't know what you actually look like, and I'm like, oh shit, you actually have like janky teeth, like I don't know.
Also it's like you don't know people's comfort levels, so sometimes like like you could see someone from afar, but like you don't know if approaching them they're like, whoa, no, like I'm not trying to like talk to new people. It's also like
you don't know where they've been.
Like
it's so hard. Dating, honest. Are you single? Yeah, at the moment, same. Two girls ready to mingle. When I go on vacation, all my friends know Vacation Carly comes out. And like Vacation Carly is me, but like taken to another level. I don't know who she is, how she like came about, but like I do very well on vacation when it comes to men. And I don't know how like this started.
I love it.
But I think it's because I don't want to like hook up with someone or date someone that's hooked up with like 10 of my friends. And growing up in New York City, it's very ancestral here. Like everyone has hooked up with everyone. Everyone knows everyone. Being in LA, that's kind of helped like not having to like date someone or go out with someone that has also been with like a million one of your friends.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm like, oh, vacation, like these people don't know me. Like I don't know them. Like
totally.
It's so fun. You said you were on the apps. Like, is there any crazy stories that you want to share, that you're willing to share? You don't have to.
Yeah, no.
But like, I would love to hear it if you want to.
I feel like my life's pretty PG. I have like a lot of random like funny-ish things. Like before I lived in New York, I was at a restaurant and like my friends and I were drinking wine. I was like, this guy is so cute. So and I'm just like a very shy person. So I'm not the type of person who's going to like just go up to someone and like make a move. So on our way out, I feel like
most girls won't, by the way. Like they say that they want to, but they won't.
But then like once it comes down to it, you're like
fuck it.
Yeah. So as we're walking out, my friend like dropped my number to him and was like, my friend thinks you're really cute. And then we just left. And so he WhatsApped me. He's like, I'm flying back to London, but like I come to New York all the time. Let's get together a different time, whatever.
Also, he WhatsApped you. Like, I feel like no one uses WhatsApp.
Oh, well, everyone in Europe. Like, I feel like that's where all my like European men live.
So wait, so he WhatsApped you?
Yeah. And then I was going to Paris a month later or something, and he lives in London, and he was like, oh, well, I'll just come over. And we just went to dinner, like nothing else, but it was just like, it was one of those things, like I like got back from dinner, my friend was like, what is your life? Like you're just like going on a date in Paris with like some guy you met in New York, like who just like came out here just to go on a date with you. And
damn, he came out just to go on a date with you.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And it was fun. Like it was just like,
where did you guys go?
We had drinks at the Mandarin Oriental, and then we went to like a local bistro that I love and I feel like I go to every time I'm there. But
I love that.
It was like very relaxed and it was cool. But
did you see him again?
No. We just had a lot of, you know, when you meet someone from afar, like you don't realize everything, like their life story. And he's a great person, but he was like older than I expected, like had like an older kid. Like it was just like, I'm not in that phase of my life yet. So
totally. No, I get that.
But he was great.
No, I get that. Have you ever stolen something from a hotel room? Not like a shampoo or anything. Like, have you ever taken like a robe or a blanket or?
No, but I'm like such a straight edge scaredy cat person. Like, I mean, when I first got in the business, I'm a slipper person. That's my thing.
And oh my God, I should have given you the slippers.
Oh, it's fine. This is my thing. I have so many slippers, but like I legitimately asked when I first got in the business, like, can I take the slippers? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, like we can't reuse them.
Oh my God, my mom always steals them from hotels.
Now I take them like every time. Like that's like my collectible.
That'll be my parting gift for you. I have an extra pair. You can take them. They're really cute. I'm wearing them. Yeah. They have a bee on them for the Bowery.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, it's really cute. So I'll tell you this. I was really young. I wasn't that young because I knew what I was doing. But I was at, I believe is it the Four Seasons? Was there a Four Seasons in Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was at the Four Seasons in Costa Rica. And they had, I know this is going to sound weird, but they had, I usually don't touch like any like throws or like, you know, like usually like take off the top. But this was like in a closet somewhere. They had this really, really, the most heinous color, a really soft, like yellowy gold, I would say goldish blanket that I stole from the Four Seasons in Costa Rica. And I'm pretty sure they charged us for it.
Probably.
Once they knew it was missing. But when I tell you, I literally stuffed this in my backpack when I was younger. And I was like, I can't leave this hotel without it. And I think it's still in my closet at my mom's house. I'm not going to lie. I didn't feel great about it. But in the moment, I was so excited.
Yeah, you're just so like
happy.
This, like.
But that's the only thing I've ever stolen from a hotel or in life. I've never stolen anything. I'm pretty much like a straight edge too. But I was curious.
I've definitely like heard of stories of clients taking like, not my clients, but just like colleagues taking so much stuff and then like obviously charge like, you know, the robes and stuff and then being charged and they're like, I didn't take that. It's like, well, who else did?
You're like, I don't know. It was dirty. Maybe they're cleaning it. Yeah. I don't know. But no, I would not take this robe at the Four Seasons. You never know. Okay. And then my last question for you for our amazing robe talk is, what are 3 of your favorite travel Instagrams or like people that you think that we should follow that maybe we don't know about?
I'm trying to think like who. Well, one person I love is Lindsay Silberman. So her handle is at is it Lindsay Silb or Lynn Silb? One of the two.
We'll look it up.
So I met her actually when I moved to New York, and her whole thing is like no BS. Ooh. She is very honest about everything.
I love that.
She started mostly as travel, but she was a writer for, I think it was Town and Country magazine, and then I think some freelance things as well. But now, like in quarantine, she's a little bit more focused on beauty and at-home stuff. But she also just launched a candle called the Hotel Lobby Candle because, like,
Ooh.
you know when you, like, go into a luxury hotel and you just have this, like, overwhelming sense of, like, the smell and you're like, what is that? And then, like, the Edition hotels and stuff like that, they have, like, their signature scent. So she wanted to create something similar.
I love that.
She just, she's been innovative with everything during COVID in that way as well.
I have to check her out.
Yeah.
For sure. I love that. I love the no BS because I'm very honest also in my opinions. Like, I really don't hold back. Every episode we talk about, like, the nightlife that's in the city. We love robing after dark. I don't go out in my bathrobe. Well, maybe one day I will. But I will say, since we are at the Bowery, one of my favorite bars when I was growing up here, I would say, was Bowery Electric next door and 310 Bowery across the street. Yeah. Like, I loved, like, 310 Bowery has amazing music, especially for, like, our age where you're trying to meet somebody. There's always, like, single guys there. It's kind of tiny and, like, there's not that much room to dance, but, like, you make it work.
Yeah.
And it's just a really fun vibe. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's open because of the pandemic, but once this shit is over, I highly recommend it. Bowery Electric next door. I've had many a good nights there, like downstairs. The music's amazing. One of my best friends, Colby, she like had her birthday there and she's like had a huge bar tab for everyone. And I think it was like 30 of our friends and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
They just have amazing music. What are some of your favorite like go-to places in New York?
So I was actually living in this area before the pandemic. I moved into my new apartment in West Village on March 2nd.
Oh my gosh.
So so
you moved right before everything happened.
Which it actually ended up being a total blessing because I like live alone and I'm in an area that's just more.
First off,
like
living alone's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Well, I did it in Austin for a while and I actually got so lonely because I was like living alone, working from home, never seeing anyone. So then I had a roommate and I loved it. And then I moved out here and I wanted roommates. And then I was just like, New York's stimulating enough. Like, totally. I need my space.
And it's just nice, like, if you keep it clean, like, that's like it's gonna stay clean. Like, you don't have to worry about like taking out the trash all the time when like it's someone else's like mess.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, so
yeah, I mean, I loved this whole area. Like, I loved same like Bowery Electric. I'm like a cocktail lounge person as well, or not even cocktail lounge. Again, like I like some small places. So I would like go to Ghost Donkey or there's like
heard of Ghost Donkey.
It closed.
Oh,
like literally closed. I think like a month ago.
Did you go to the Wren? It's also right here. The Wren is like a speakeasy downstairs, no?
I haven't been in the speakeasy, but
I might be wrong about that. I thought it was.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
There's like a few places right on Bowery, and then also like the Public Hotel. Like I loved their roof, and then a couple doors down. I don't remember what any of these places are called, but there's
it's been
all
so
these
long
places
since we've gone
like,
out.
Literally, I'm like, I feel like that whole part of my life I like can't even remember. I'm like, what was it like to walk into a bar and like be close to people?
Totally. Like, I miss it so much. All I want to do, I talk to my friends about this all the time, like all I want to do is go somewhere and dance and have a good time and maybe make out with some random person, and that's never gonna happen again. Like, what is life? And my friends are like, you weren't really doing that a lot before anyway, so who cares?
I know.
Like,
now
but it would be so nice to just like go out and have a good time and not have to worry about possibly getting COVID.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, I'm curious when that will change.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But I guess we are doing our part.
Going to like Soho House or like Dante or something. But
me too. I think our food's here.
Ooh, 1 second. Yay.
So this is everyone's favorite segment. At least it's mine. I think it's everyone's favorite segment because who doesn't want to know about chicken fingers?
Yeah.
So I've always said that a hotel gets an automatic 0 if they don't have chicken fingers on the room service menu. I think it's a crime. I think it's inhumane. Like, I don't understand how somebody can go to a hotel and not order chicken fingers. It's just like, for me, it's my go-to drunk food.
Yeah.
Go-to. Yeah, I'll eat pizza. Yeah, whatever. But like chicken fingers are my go-to. And so the Bowery gets a 0 because they don't have chicken fingers.
I wonder if they just like have a limited menu right now or if they just literally never have it.
They never, because I called in advance. Like, I did my due diligence, called in advance, and I was like, hi, I just want to make sure that you guys have chicken fingers on the menu. I know it's a really weird question. And they said no. So
it's so funny because I feel like even like the classiest of hotels. Like everyone has chicken fingers.
Totally. And I think there's no hotel that is too good to have chicken fingers. Like your hotel is not good enough if you don't have it.
Yeah.
So you can be a 5-star hotel, and if you don't have it, I will say that you're a piece of shit. So instead, we get to promote Stickies. And by promote, I mean I'm not getting paid for this whatsoever. And I hope they're really good because I've never had them. But on their website, it says they're the best chicken fingers. So Stickies allows you to have...
It looks cool.
It looks really good, honestly. Stickies allows you to have a lot of different sauces. Representing our chicken fingers to the world.
I like the
I don't like the greenery.
See, I like that. I feel like it
think?
makes it look fancy.
All I know is that I'm a ketchup girl, but because they have different sauces, I figured, why not try them?
Yeah, I will say the assortment of sauces was cool.
So I think this might be their Stickies.
Oh, yeah.
This might be their Stickies barbecue sauce, which is they're known for. It's like a white barbecue sauce. I got, because I want my breath to smell amazing, garlic aioli. It's called Vampire Aioli, and it's like a garlic aioli. I don't know which this one is, but I'm assuming this is your honey.
Oh yeah, it was like
honey balsamic.
It was buffalo balsamic maple.
Maple. Yes, you're correct. This green one, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I got some weird.
Maybe
it was like cilantro or jalapeno or something.
No. Maybe this is... Oh, maybe that is yours. I was going to say, it smells garlic aioli-ish.
Okay.
Wait, and then... I don't know what this one is.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely something I got, but I don't remember. It was like cray or something.
Okay, so whatever. We have a bunch of sauces. There's a lot of senses going on. First of all, cheers. Cheers. As everyone knows, I'm allergic to alcohol, and my face will get red. So, yeah. That's why we saved this segment for last, because I'm like, no one needs to see me red throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I've said this before. I'll say it again. If a hotel does not have Heinz ketchup, you get a 0.
Heinz?
Yeah, you get a 0. If you have Hunt's, or you make your own.
See,
I
love it.
No, Chelsea, I don't know if we could be friends after this because you like someone to make homemade ketchup. Like, that's disgusting. Like, Heinz did it the best. Just let it be.
Maybe
like, no one can
maybe not
it.
Ketchup, but like I love like a homemade like honey mustard or any of these aiolis or.
So we are gonna rate these. They aren't bad. Not great. Weird seasoning.
I don't think I got enough breading.
Also, the breading, they looked like they'd be really crispy. But I feel like they're a little soggy. Maybe it was just in the delivery.
Yeah, it's not very crispy, but
there's some seasoning.
I still like it.
They're fine.
Maybe I'm an easy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
That's a hard one. Okay, so it used to be at the Four Seasons. Honestly, I should just be sponsored by the Four Seasons.
You should just move in there.
Because I'm a snob. I like nice hotels. Like,
yeah.
Whatever. I'm the type of girl that I'm like, okay, if I'm going to save my money and spend it on travel, I want to stay at a place that I love, like a nice hotel.
Yeah.
If I have the miles, I will upgrade to business. Or like, I'm like, if I have the miles, I'm going to use it.
Yeah. You want to just have a good travel experience.
Totally. The fries are pretty good.
Ooh, good. I didn't grow up staying in luxury hotels. Yeah. And ever since I've been in my job, I'm like, I see the value of it. And now I'm putting my parents in those hotels and they're like, oh, we get it now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so nice though.
You understand the experience once you do it. You're like, and also like it's like flying first class. You like don't want to go back.
Never. It's time to rate these things. I would say,
yeah, I want to know yours because I'm not.
It's very difficult.
I'm not a connoisseur.
Yeah, so it's very difficult for anyone to get a high score on here. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, a 3.5.
Wow. See, I
won't eat these again.
My biggest thing with all types of food is I'm a sauce person.
Okay.
So I love selections of sauces. Like I love
so this is like up your alley.
So this is up my alley.
Wow.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Chick-fil-A?
I've never had it because they fry in peanut oil.
Oh.
I'm allergic to nuts.
Oh. Well, that's
I know.
That would do it.
Before we wrap up, I do have to ask, so you used to live in Austin. I went to Austin for my birthday a few years ago. I will say it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. It was so fun. There's a place there, I can't think of it at the moment, that has, you'll know it when I say it. They have Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Spiked, like, or
I used to do their social
Capri-
media.
No.
I
place
built their whole
is
Instagram
so
account.
good.
Yeah.
Those Capri Sun things.
Well, it was just like such a genius marketing idea because...
So basically it's alcohol mixed with Capri Sun in a Capri Sun pack.
Yeah.
With a Capri Sun straw.
And there was definitely like issues at the start of that of just like Capri Sun found out that they were doing it, but they weren't covering up the Capri Sun logo.
Right.
So then we had to get like stickers to go over it and all this stuff.
So you were involved in that?
I wasn't involved in like the brainchild of that idea.
But in promoting,
but like,
yeah.
When they opened the bar, they brought me on to be the person that like runs their social media, and I was like, y'all really have something with this Capri Sun thing, because people just want like an Instagrammable like
totally
drink, and like just it's like a fun different thing. And at the time, like no one in Austin was really doing anything that was like overly unique. So that was definitely a huge draw to bring people in. But
I love that Austin has a lot of bars that have games. Like, there's so many, like, whether it's outdoor games or like actual like arcade games, like, or like Jumbo Jenga. I think that made it really fun. We had the best time.
There's a lot of cool bars that it's nice because there's like areas where you just like hang out and chill and like play like cornhole and stuff. But then also like go into a room and there's like a huge dance party. Yeah. So it's like something for everyone.
I love that. Yeah, but I had to ask you about what's the place? Do you remember?
Greenlight Social.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. It is, if you're going to Austin, check that place out. It is the best.
Well, and
what's your favorite bar in Austin?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but they have a secret speakeasy there. I won't give away too much information. But
how do you get to the speakeasy?
It was supposed to be a members club, but you would never know it's there, really. It's like a very unique...
I love that.
I'm a huge fan of speakeasies and like...
Oh my God, I love that. So that's why I never found it or nor knew about it, because it was so secretive. Yeah. That's really cool. Well, hopefully I'll get back there and...
Yeah. Well, so my favorite place in Austin is funny. It's a place called Dirty Bill's. And
I don't know if I went there.
You didn't.
How do you know?
I mean, I lived in Austin for 5 years, and I didn't even go until like 3 years in. But it's your definition of a dive bar, like literally nondescript everything. But you go inside, and they have like all these booths, and everyone just stands on the booths, and they play throwbacks the whole time.
First of all,
and
that just like, sounds like the bar for me.
It was. I have like when I was moving away, like my friends got me like Dirty Bill's shirts. Like it was like. You're like dancing, but you're like kind of, I don't know, it was just like a cool vibe. Like I like met a guy that I dated there. Like it's just like you meet so many like fun people, but you always knew like you would see people when you went. But it was also just
I will say any bar that plays throwback is
well, and they
my
have the
type
music
of bar.
videos like up too, and like
that's really fun.
And it was just great time.
Oh my gosh. But we will get back to that one day. And I'm so happy that you came on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for all watching and listening. I'm Carly Consker, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching When in Robes. See ya. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And as always, follow us on Instagram at OneInRobesPod. And while you're there, you might as well follow me at Carly Consker. See you next time.